Hello and welcome to Improvisations on Growth with Madhu, Ein Siedler, business and life coach. You are listening to the third episode of Madhu's COVID-19 crisis log, which we have initiated as the way to connect with each other, to observe, and to grow. Madhu's hometown is Vienna, Austria, where everyone is going through a second week of lockdown, adjusting to a new routine, learning how to structure work from home, and how to connect at a meaningful level. My name is Darina Arhire, Madhu's discussion companion and your hostess for this podcast, and I am based in Florida, where more and more restrictions have been consistently reinforced during the past week. The widespread effects of COVID-19 are already felt throughout the entire world, prompting drastic measures in the efforts to contain the virus and also bringing unexpected social changes. I invite you to listen to Madhu's podcast and to explore the implications of an unprecedented crisis with us.
Whole motto for Austria is do only which is really absolutely undeniable, necessary to your life. So that's the message here. If you're in the health business, then of course the country needs you, but everything else is just closed down. So there's no hairdresser, no restaurant. On the one hand, we are supposed to isolate ourselves, but on the other hand, what I'm noticing here is that people are sort of moving closer together using the technology. Our social life is busier than it has ever been. And we're meeting friends online and also, of course, clients are moving online, and we help them to answer the question, how can I structure social life and the work online? Because this moving together, I think, is something very, very natural. Like when there is fear, we group together. I seem to see this a lot now, that people are grouping together, yet not physically, but in the online world. And also a lot with video tools. And a lot of the companies, if I understood that right, are actually offering their video tools now for free, because this is how people can really connect.
I almost feel like this is gonna show us something, that the virtual is gonna do so well that I almost feel like a lot of companies after this, they're just gonna be so convinced how remote virtual is really efficient, and they're just gonna do this more.
The change that I'm witnessing is just incredible. I see companies that were not suited for home office work. Within a weekend, really, they got their employees laptops, and they set up a platform. And then from Monday on, everybody is working from the home office. And this is a radical change that in the normal business life you would have not been able to accomplish. There would have been 1,000 reasons why this doesn't work. And suddenly now that this is the only way, we just go ahead as if we would have done this all our lives. And this is what I just find really, really amazing.
I think there's the saying, need is the mother of invention, something like that. It's incredible what we can just do without overthinking, because basically that's what you're saying. When people get together, a company gets together, and they have endless meetings about something, and they're analyzing and overanalyzing and get all the facets of the problem, and then they just go full circle and not do anything, pretty much wasting hours and hours of meetings. And it's amazing what they actually can do when they don't go through that and they just take action and kind of doing it on the fly.
One of the recommendations that we're giving our clients right now is to lower the level of quality. So in the sense of exactly what I understood from you. So, okay, what is really needed now? and let's just get that implemented, and let's keep the thing running, even if we accomplish like 60% of our quality or 70% of our quality. Like we had a TV show on that is usually recorded with live audience. And then obviously live audience is not the thing right now. And so what they did is they recorded the whole 30 minutes of the TV show with the two anchormen being in their own apartments. So it was basically a recorded video conference, like we did now. And then they have musicians, like a live band, but then of course no live band either today. So each of the musicians was in their home, and yet they still played together. And you saw then on the TV screen, you saw the different Skype screens, and they still played together. And I was like, yeah, it works. You get entertainment. And does it look perfect? No, but it's good enough. It serves the purpose.
This will make us even more grateful of all the technological advances we've done, because we cannot do this without these tools.
What we also recommend to clients, like for virtual teams, but also for oneself, really, is to structure one's day. And then especially when I'm leading virtual teams, we find it so important that those people, like the virtual team, that they get together in the morning, and if it's only like for 10 or 15 minutes, just to touch base and say, okay, this is what I'm like making around, this is what I'm going to do today. And then maybe do the same thing as a lunch break or as a coffee break, sometimes in between, and not only focus on business stuff and on to-dos, but also focus on how am I doing, like making 10 minutes available where we just share how am I dealing with all this uncertainty, how am I dealing with now that I'm working at home and still my kids is around, or my partner is around. And so really to kind of recreate the coffee kitchen chat, where people just get together and chat with each other and connect with each other, which is not business related. And then for me, the most important part, and this is also what my husband and I are doing now every evening, is make another half hour teleconference or video conference or whatever is possible, and then share with what moments you could be satisfied with, because that makes you aware of all the things that are actually sort of good and still are happening in the realm of normality. So I could be satisfied with, well, that was a really good meeting, or I got things done and played with my kid, and I could be satisfied with whatever.
Oh, what if people will really start liking this arrangement?
I don't find anything wrong with it, to be honest. It's a good complementary way of being with each other, and to realize that we have different ways of connecting, and so far especially in business, online and video tools and telephone conferences, they were so, to be honest, they were so boring and most of the time so ineffective. And I think now we are fueling this tool with a new life, because now it's really relevant that we connect. Before Corona, at least over here, a video conference was I'm putting my computer on mute and I'm doing my emails while others are talking, and maybe somebody else is sharing a presentation, but I'm not really, since I'm not in the room, I don't need to be present either. a lot of the times just really a waste of time and attention and energy and content and highly not satisfactory, to be honest. But now I think people can experience that a video conference can really touch me and it's really meaningful. And I think that this might change and it's in my hand to make this connection meaningful.
This is what I'm hearing. A situation of crisis that somehow is forcing us to gain a perspective and look differently at how we live our lives. Why would you have the chit chat? I mean, remember from our previous podcast on being professional, I was bringing up the point, like, why would a company care about your feelings as an employee? You care about the numbers, you care about profits. So I'm asking you again, why would a company care that the employees are still connecting and they're having their usual chit chats and they're checking on each other? What is that doing for the company? Because you were talking about being efficient. What exactly is how exactly is the employee being productive? What do you think the company is thinking about this?
At least over here, the companies are shut down. And they have to, it's an order, they have to send their employees at home. So home office, like there's no way around it. And there is no other business. The chance now is that companies feel it, that without their employees, there is no company. I mean, the clients are gone because they're sitting at home. the employees are gone because they're sitting at home. So what's left? An empty office. And there's no revenue, there's no numbers. I feel, sometimes see it, that this is sort of like a new way of looking at things has to happen. Otherwise, the company is just going down the drain. Because there's nothing left. I mean, literally, it feels like this crisis is pulling the economic carpet out of beneath our feet.
To show us in a way that people still matter.
Well, I would say the only thing that is left is people. Because that's the only thing that's left. There is no economy left. Right now, we have a standstill. We don't have really an economy in the sense as we knew it. And so the only thing that is left is people.
Thank you for listening to the third episode of Madhu Einsiedler's COVID-19 Crisis Log. We hope that our discussions have opened different perspectives on the changes brought by the coronavirus at a personal and professional level. I also encourage you to share your opinion on Madhu's social media on LinkedIn and Twitter, or email her directly at madhu@einsiedler.at.